All right, all right. Good morning, good morning. It is 6:31. It is November 12th. Hopefully everyone is feeling good out there. My name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. This is the 6:30 Club that I've been doing since 2020 during the pandemic, sitting here in the dark when everyone needed some advice on what to do because they thought the world was going to end. And guess what? The world didn't end. So cooler heads always prevail. Anyway, at this point, we've had a massive, massive move. Since Trump got elected, we did a pretty damn good job, I have to say. Toot, you want to toot a horn? Well, I remember being on Fox Business the day of the election, and I'm like, my guys think it's going to be a landslide. I think Tesla, I think Bitcoin, I like Amazon, I like the small caps, I like the XBI. I'm staying away from DJT, and we'll see how it goes. And it's been a hell of a run. So now the question is, there's a little euphoria, there's a little, craziness. Yesterday I was sitting here at my desk. I get a text from my son Chase at 11:30, and he's like, "We're all around the lunch table buying Shiba." I'm like, "You're buying Shiba?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Can I sell SoFi in my in my Robinhood account and buy Shiba?" I'm like, "You know what? This is probably not a bad idea." I'm like, "Listen, I'm just happy you're looking at it. I'm happy you're making decisions. He's like, "Can I sell Apple?" I'm like, "No, we've been in Apple since 2020. You have to hold that forever." I'm like, "There are things you hold forever and there are things you trade. And if you guys want to actually look into these things and do some work and get interested." But right then I was telling me, like, ooh, I'm like, my son's a sophomore in high school. They're all sitting around the table talking about crypto. Obviously, it's a little overheated. But anyway, with that being said, if you remember on October 11th, I was like, guys, we're going to start the turkey trot because on Thanksgiving, that's when your mother-in-law, that's when your Uber driver, that's when everyone's like, hey, how do I buy Bitcoin? So I'm like, why don't we be in Bitcoin now for you guys actively? Some of you have been in it for years. I get that. I'm talking about active sequences if you're a trader. I'm like, it's 62,000. This is where it is. We were in it and it hit almost 90 yesterday, and you had a lot of different ways to make money. If you did, congratulations. Whatever you did, hopefully you participated. Don't get upset if you sold early. Don't get upset if you weren't big enough. That was then, this is now. Okay, learn from it, and there'll be other sequences, there'll be other opportunities, and hopefully you'll do it better. That's what we try and do. We try and evolve. With that being said, here is let's get I gotta get us on the charts here. Let's get to the charts. So you go to chart, share screen. Here you go. There you go. Okay, so there's the chart of the SPYs. This morning I tweeted out, I'm like, what's going to happen here? Are we going to hold 597 and build an upper bull flag and then at some point take out this 600? Or are we going to break 597? This low here is 593. There's a gap. And here's your 8-day. Okay, your 8-day moving average. A strong market holds the 8-day moving average. That's how extended we are from it. So you need to always be careful when you're that far extended. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days up, if you ever read my day count rule, it's hard to add on 5 days up. Like yesterday. Listen, I've crushed Tesla, and yesterday as it did its little doji top. I had a bunch of guys on the alpha team saying, "Hey, Red Dog, do you know where the 8-day is? The 8-day is around 293. I'm like, holy sugar honey iced tea. So what I tried to do is I started selling premium above. Okay, I was selling the 380s and the 385s. I'm still long, but I'm smaller. And then this morning, they shook the tree a little bit with Tesla. Tesla was below 336, and now it's back above it. So it's either going to hold in here and consolidate, okay, and let the moving average catch up, or who knows? Maybe it breaks it, shakes the tree a little bit. In my head before, when it was really below, when it was like 338-ish, okay, I was thinking to myself, how am I going to deal with Tesla today? I'm like, if it gets down towards 328-ish, or just even down to here where the wick is around 321, I was going to sell the 297, 300 puts. Say I would love to buy Tesla here, but now, the plan changes. Like right now, you might just have some inside action and let them suck out the premium, so this way you get paid on that higher. But Tesla's been an unbelievable move. We played it actually into earnings, and then again, it's been great. So with that being said, you take a quick look at the weekly chart. You could definitely, in my humble opinion, see us hold here, maybe even retest like this 314 area, which wouldn't be so bad. And then at some point, it could test this upper end. You have a whole other upper end here before it's even back at where it was. And I know it was here for a while in 2022. So anyway, with that said, We'll see what kind of inside day, you get here with Tesla. So, but either which way, it's been great. I will say that, one thing I'm very happy about is no one in my really community was short in the past week. It's one thing to not make as much, or you remember how much you had, or you took some profits. But if you fought this move and you were short because, you didn't get your candidate who won, or, you're listening to this isn't going to end well, people, that's not a trading plan. This isn't going to end well is not a trading plan. It's use your tier system, reduce, sell some, hold some, sell calls, figure it out, and keep moving forward. So now what? Okay, let's talk. First of all, let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. They got 30 comments coming in here. This is where if you're on YouTube or you're on Twitter, you could say hi. We got Mario. Test the new price target 400. All right, we'll see. Is Elon now back on the wall? I have Elon right here. So this way we could talk a little bit more. Elon. Anyway, I'm seeing a lot of Cybertrucks around. I remember I had the invite for the Cybertruck because remember when he introduced the Cybertruck and everyone was bashing him. I'm like, when is Elon ever normal or ordinary? But anyway, what is Mikey Pag saying? Let's go. We got Marky Mark from Ohio State. I went to Ohio State twice. What a cool school that is. I went with Chase. Hey, Redler, what's up from Vermont? I love Vermont, except for I don't like, it's a little blue in Vermont, a little grungy. No, I'm kidding, but it's beautiful there. And, again, I'm a guy that's in the middle. I say it all the time. I hate the far left. I hate the far right. I think that there's a nice moderate in the middle that actually could be heard. Obviously, we're not quite there right now, but in general. So with that said, let's move forward a little bit. Let's get to some more charts. So again, here we're going. I'll put this down here so I can see some of your questions. Someone asked me about ONON. I'm in some calls for ONON. It's had a huge move. If you remember, this was, my major play down here. I remember I gave it to Portnoy. I'm like, you want to buy something, this is what you buy. You want to do something responsible. So he put $1 million into it and then he sold it up there. He's like, we're buddies now. He made me $250,000. That's not the reason why, I reached out to him at first. It was because, again, stock market to me is not a casino. It's a way to build wealth. It's a way to make a living, and you can get very hurt if you have no process and routine. Anyway, so be careful who you follow. So with that being said, we'll see what happens here with OnCloud. Here's like, let's go to the week. You can see more on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, you'll see that this stock is still in the infancy of its life. It came public in 2022. There are more OnClouds out there than Nikes. Chase and every one of his friends have it. I'm wearing it. Everyone's like, oh, maybe the economy's not good because Nike's not good. No, it's because